Welcome to My Teachers Podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dive in.
Today we're tackling Simon Sinek's Golden Circle. You know, that thing about why.
Right, from his famous TED Talk and his books, this idea of how some leaders just get you, like really inspire you to do things, while others...
They're just kind of there.
Exactly. So we're going to unpack that. What makes the difference between those who just inform versus those who get you to take action?
And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to have some serious takeaways for your own life, whether you're leading a team or just trying to convince your cat to get off the couch.
Well, maybe not the cat part, but for sure, Sinek's onto something powerful here. What strikes me is he doesn't just throw out a theory, he really gets into human behavior.
Oh, yeah.
Like even the biology of our brains, the limbic system, the emotional center, that's way more powerful in decision-making than we realize. More so than just pure logic.
So you're saying we're all secretly running on feelings?
Mm-hmm.
Explains a lot about my online shopping habits.
Okay.
But how does that connect to leadership?
Well, Sinek says most organizations communicate from the outside in. Like, here's what we do, here's how we do it, and oh yeah, maybe WHY. But inspiring leaders, they flip it.
So WHY comes first.
Exactly. You got to hit people with the purpose, the belief, the cause. That's what really makes them feel something. And then they're hooked.
Okay, starting to make sense. So it's not about what you're selling, but why you're selling it. But can you give me a real-world example of this? Like, how do I actually see this in action?
Easy. Think Apple. They're not just saying, hey, we got cool phones. It's all about challenging the status quo, right? Empowering you through tech. Their whole vibe is for the rebels, the thinkers.
Yeah, and people buy into that.
Exactly. They attract people who share those values. That's the magic. It's not just a product, it's an identity.
This reminds me, I went to this talk once, this woman, she was so passionate about getting more women into tech. Her energy was just contagious. I ended up volunteering for her organization because her why was so strong.
See? That's what Sinek's talking about. And he links this to the whole law of diffusion of innovation, how ideas spread. To get past those early adopters, the tech-savvy folks, you got to have a strong why to reach everyone.
Like a movement, not just a trend.
Exactly. And the best example, Martin Luther King Jr., his dream of equality, that resonated with so many people. That's what fueled the movement.
So this isn't just about businesses then, it's anyone who wants to make a change, big or small.
Absolutely. And, it doesn't even have to be social activism, even in fields you wouldn't expect. Like, think of the Wright brothers.
The Wright brothers?
Yes.
As in airplanes. What do they have to do with all this?
Think about it. They weren't just building a machine, they were obsessed with human flight. That vision, that was their why, and it got other people excited too. Investors, engineers, they all bought into the dream.
Wow, I never thought of it like that. Okay, so how do we actually use this golden circle? Like, how do we figure out our own why?
Sinek's got a framework for that. Why, then how, then what? Start with your purpose, your core belief, then explain how you bring that to life, and finally, what you actually do. It keeps your message powerful because it's coming from the heart.
So skip the elevator pitch, go straight for the soul, right?
Exactly. Don't just list your skills, tell them what gets you up in the morning. Though, gotta be honest, figuring out your why, it can take some soul searching.
No shortcuts to authenticity.
Nope. Gotta dig deep, understand your values, what truly motivates you, and at the journey, it might evolve over time.
Man, this is a lot to process. But the takeaway is clear. Starting with why isn't just a communication trick. It's about finding that fire inside and sharing it with the world.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Whether it's leading a team, chasing a dream, or just having a chat with a friend, your why matters.
So on that note, we got to ask, what's your why? What makes you tick?
Yeah.
What impact do you want to have? Think about that and how you can share it with the world.
And who knows, maybe you'll inspire someone else along the way.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, folks. Until next time.